This is Good Morning Suncoast. We're here for you.
Good morning to you. It's 6 a.m. on this Monday, January 8th. I'm Stephanie Webb. Roy Collins has the day off. John Scalzi and I holding down the desk. We're holding it up. That's what we're going to do for the next hour.
We have we have some pretty pleasant weather outside, you know, a little bit warmer out there with temperatures in the 50s.
It feels good. It wasn't like that cold burst of air that's been hitting us every morning.
You can still wear a jacket, but I don't think you need the heavy mucklucks and gloves. And
you don't need the big thick boots and the long johns and
Cossack hats and things. No,
right.
I think you're okay. Mark in Palmetto comes in at 52 degrees, one of our weather watchers there. Richard in Northport has a 50-degree temperature, and 55 says Cooper in central Sarasota, our youngest weather watcher. Across the region, that's pretty much the case. Temperatures generally holding in the low 50s in inland areas, mid 50s close to the coast. Yeah, we got a lot of cloud cover around, but there are some holes in the clouds, so we will see a peek of the sun from time to time. The clouds do not mean rainfall, and as we head through the morning hours at 7 a.m., it'll be 55 degrees in about an hour. And we won't see much in the way of rainfall at noon either, with 68-degree temperature there under a southeasterly wind flow. By 3, it'll be a nice toasty 72 with a lot of cloud cover, but again, no rainfall. Complete forecast details coming up in a few.
Oh, we love that forecast. Thank you, John. If you're heading out and about right now at 6:01, the roads are looking pretty good. Got a couple slowdowns here and there, one on State Road 64, and then another, two actually slowdowns out there on north and southbound 301. If you're heading out in North Sarasota County, you've got your normal slowdowns on University Parkway, as well as one down there on Clark Road. And if you're heading into South Sarasota County, the roads are actually looking pretty good in that area, so you're good to go this morning, and that is your first alert traffic. And our top story this hour, the new year has already been rough for millions of Americans when it comes to weather. Numerous states are blanketed with snow and low temperatures right now. This as the Golden State is in fear of heavy rain. John Lawrence has the latest on conditions across the country.
The monster storm that dumped more than 12 inches of snow across 10 states is now bringing strong winds and frigid air to much of the country. The cold weather causing havoc at New York's JFK Airport. A water pipe exploded Sunday, flooding a terminal. Hundreds of flights were delayed, dozens were canceled. Port Authority officials saying weather appears to be a factor.
We will thoroughly investigate why this pipe burst. We will thoroughly investigate why it was not adequately protected.
New York Senator Chuck Schumer says officials at JFK weren't ready for the storm.
They should have been much, much better prepared, plain and simple. JFK has to follow the Boy Scouts motto, be prepared. They weren't.
Parts of North Georgia are expected to get a harsh blast of winter weather, including possible ice Monday, the same night the city of Atlanta hosts the College Football National Championship. The Georgia Department of Transportation has treated the roads around the metro area. Many schools and state offices throughout North Georgia are also closed Monday. Meanwhile, California homeowners aren't worried about snow or ice, but rather heavy rain. A round of storms are expected in the Orange County area, which was recently ravaged with wildfires.
With this post-fire burn scar area, these are thousands of acres that are prone to mudslides and debris flow if heavy rains come our way.
We're already keeping a watchful eye on the weather forecast. We do have crews that will work around the clock once the rain does start falling.
I'm John Lawrence reporting.
Well, it has been a billion-dollar winning weekend across the country, including a big win here in the Sunshine State. A lone Powerball ticket has been sold in New Hampshire, matching all 6 numbers, and will now claim a $559.7 million jackpot. That came just one day after a Mega Millions ticket was sold in the Tampa Bay area, Port Richey, worth $450 million. Dozens of excited regulars have already stopped by that small New Hampshire convenience store that sold the winning Powerball ticket to congratulate the owner and chat a little about that win.
First, I started with myself. First, I thought my store is having an emergency, like a frozen pipe or a fire or something, when I get the phone call at 5 a.m. I've been told that we sold the winning lottery ticket and print it again. That's not, can you look again at the ticket? And sure enough, it was.
And the winner is not the only one that's getting lucky in that case. The store will also receive a $75,000 bonus just for selling that winning ticket. Oh, a follow-up now out of Holmes Beach, where the fight over a treehouse is growing. And it is so big it may even reach the nation's highest court this week. Lynn Tran and Richard Hazen built this treehouse back in 2011, and they say city leaders told them that they didn't need a permit to do it. But the city later changed their mind after an anonymous complaint was filed. Now, the couple then filed for a permit, but were denied. After a legal battle tracing all the way back to 2013, the couple's fight may soon come to an end. Supreme Court justices were introduced to the case last Friday, but it's unlikely it'll be accepted by the justices, who only hear arguments in about 80 cases each year.
If the court doesn't want to hear it, then we don't know what we'll go from there yet. We're just taking one step at a time.
Now, a decision on whether or not the Supreme Court will take on that case could come as early as today. The couple has already racked up more than $150,000 in legal fees, which is 5 times the cost of constructing the treehouse in the beginning. Now, the city is also fining the couple $50 per day, which retroactively dates back to 2015. And the ultimate irony, if they lose that treehouse, they need another permit to take it down. And another ongoing battle has landed at the Supreme Court, the decades-old water fight between Florida and Georgia. The justices will hear Florida's complaint that Georgia has reduced the flow of the Apalachicola River that runs from the state line to Apalachicola Bay and then the nearby Gulf of Mexico. Now, that decrease in fresh water flowing into the bay, decimating the area's once thriving oyster industry. Florida, of course, is looking to the High Court to cut Georgia's use of that water, while Georgia says the Sunshine State hasn't proved yet that it would benefit from any of those cuts imposed on Georgia. And happening now, Sarasota and Manatee County parents are doing a happy dance this morning as the kids head back to school today. And commuters, you need to be on the lookout this morning as the roads and sidewalks are going to be a little bit busier as kids across the Suncoast head back to school. Today is the first day back from winter break for all the county students. May come as a relief for some parents. In case you're wondering, the next big break won't come until March with spring break. And happening today in Manatee County, parents can start choosing which schools they want their children to be enrolled in for the 2018-2019 school year. Our Marla Spence joins us now live from Manatee County at the Office of Student Assignment with more on this open enrollment period. We're looking at who qualifies, especially starting today.
Yeah, that's right, Stephanie. Starting today, high school students will be the ones qualifying to enroll in a school other than the one that they are currently assigned to for the school year 2018-2019. Now, the Office of Student Assignment, also known as Lincoln Memorial Middle School, is where parents will be coming to sign their kids up for their selection or choice of a new school. Now, this comes after the school board says that they're giving parents the opportunity to enroll their children into a school of their choice without a reason. Now, the enrollment opens today for high school students and will last until the 19th. Middle school session starts February 5th to the 16th, and then the elementary school session will start March 5th through the 16th. Now, if parents want to bring their child or even sign up, they can come right here to the Office of Student Enrollment, and that's on 1400 First Avenue East Palmetto, and they can also pick up an application at any Manatee County school. Back to you, Stephanie.
All right, thank you, Marla. We're going to keep you updated on this as well. If you missed any of that information or where to apply for the school choice, you can find it online along with your up-to-the-minute first alert forecast and breaking news. Just head over to the App Store and download our app. You can find it under WWSB or My Suncoast. Happening now across the state, the Florida Air National Guard has deployed 16 members for a 10-day mission to Puerto Rico. Now, that trip is the Guard's final mission to the island after that powerful and deadly Hurricane Maria hit back in September. Florida Governor Rick Scott attended Sunday's deployment, saying that technical aid will continue to the island and help will be given to those taking refuge here in Florida. So far, nearly 300,000 Puerto Ricans have entered Florida through Miami International Airport, Orlando International Airport, and Port Everglades since that storm hit. And the state legislature could wind up spending the next 2 months in yet another round of budget battles. Legislators are going to kick off their annual session tomorrow, and even though money is coming in, lawmakers will be grappling with the cost of hurricane recovery and prep for the next storm season. Plus, another potential problem is money for the state's Children's Health Insurance Program, or CHIP, which could run out in March if Congress doesn't authorize additional money for that one. And the State House race to replace Alex Miller is heating up. After winning the Democratic primary, Democratic candidate Margaret Good has been hitting the campaign trail, going door to door. Now, she was joined by about 60 other volunteers, including City Commissioner Hagan Brody. The group's message, just get out and do vote. The general election for the House seat will be held on February the 13th. Early voting will begin on February the 3rd. And Democratic candidate Margaret Good will be running against Republican candidate James Buchanan and Libertarian candidate Allison Foxall. And Congressman Vern Buchanan will be meeting with Florida citrus growers today in Mayaca City following the signing of his Emergency Citrus Disease Response Act. Buchanan's going to be meeting with the farmers to discuss his new legislation. Now, that goal is to provide tax incentives to farmers who can't afford to replace all those damaged trees from the last hurricane season. And over 25,000 runners from across the world braved those chilly temperatures down into the 40s yesterday for the 25th anniversary of the Disney Marathon. The winner of the race, Nicholas Hilton, was the first American to finish first in 13 years. The just over 26-mile course took runners through all 4 Walt Disney World Resort theme parks and ESPN's Wide World of Sports. Hilton says Disney holds a special place in his heart. That's because 1 year ago, he proposed to his now wife on the rooftop of the Contemporary Hotel. So how nice, he goes back and he wins the Disney Marathon. Wow. Like, how great is that?
That's pretty cool.
A nice ending to that story as well.
It is. Yeah. Plus he gets a little vacation down there with his wife, kind of a second honeymoon kind of thing.
That's right. I would get distracted at all the different parks. I'd be like, oh, I need to stop here. I need to stop here.
Don't you know? Space Mountain. Get out. What am I going to do?
Get off the course, you know, do a couple rides.
It'd be tough. We have some changing weather over the next several days. Talk about it in a sec.
That's right. We've got that and your first alert traffic. Plus, Steve Bannon is responding after the controversial book Fire and Fury was released last week. We're going to tell you what he's now saying about the 2016 meeting at Trump Tower between members of the campaign and a Russian lawyer. We've got that story for you next.
I am the resident district manager on the FAU campus for Chartwell. Whenever I see Haley, I do not see a person with a disability. I see a person with extraordinary abilities. Haley is always smiling. She's always on time. She gives fantastic customer service and is always focused on any job that she's given.
Hi, this is Dan Marino. When your business recruits people with disabilities, everybody wins. To find out how, go to disabilitieswork.employflorida.com.
Today, everyone is looking for carpeting that lasts longer. G. Fried has you covered with Karastan. With a legacy of quality and integrity, we provide you with a huge selection of Karastan carpets with exclusive lifetime limited warranties. All installed by our highly skilled, highly knowledgeable team. Come ask us why Karastan is the best and most durable. G. Fried Flooring America. Our world is at your feet.
Being the caregiver for my husband is truly a blessing, but sometimes it's easy to lose a part of myself. To be my best, for him and for me, it's important to have time to be able to recharge. When I called Tidewell Hospice, they gave me the chance to do just that. They helped me find the time to care for myself, all the while with the peace of mind of knowing my husband is in the very best hands. Tidewell Hospice, it's more than you think.
Our overall experience working with California Closets was phenomenal.
Calm, reassuring.
Through happenstance, we ended up paired with our designer, Jen. She was someone who not only was patient, someone who was professional. She's become extended family.
She had great insight to help direct me towards those things that could make our dreams come true.
We are the Greens, and this is our California Closet story.
That is a pretty good breakfast. You're not even eating.
Not hungry.
No? Why not? What's up?
Kath and I knew that Jenny'd been partying a bit. Found out she tried heroin.
Most people don't know what to say about drugs, but we do. Visit us at drugfree.org.
Selfless service is the principle that guides Army National Guard soldiers to be ready whenever disaster strikes. They have a stake in the well-being of the neighborhoods where they live and work. They train part-time to be ready to serve at all times. Selfless service. It's what inspires the men and women of the Army National Guard to be part of something greater than themselves. Visit NationalGuard.com to learn more.
Check out mysuncoast.com/dining, your guide to the foodie lifestyle. Now, your ABC 7 First Alert weather forecast with meteorologist John Scalzi.
So we are looking at a lot of cloud cover across the region throughout the morning hours, and then as we head into the second half of the morning, I think the cloud cover will continue. We may see a peek at the sun from time to time as dawn breaks, but it's going to be a dim sun filtered through all this cloud cover. And we won't see a lot in the way of rainfall, though a few scattered showers will appear over on the other coast, brought in from a general easterly wind flow. That easterly wind flow, by the way, is going to be a key to keeping us warm today. It's even going to switch a little more southeast. And as we progress through the lunchtime hour, you know, I don't think we're going to see a lot of change. There'll be some cloud cover around, but that's about it. 3 p.m. pickup time for those kids. Cloud cover with a couple of pokes at the sun from time to time, as the cloud has a little bit of a break in it from time to time. But for the most part, that cloud cover will be a feature for the next probably 3 days. A little area of low pressure out in Gulf waters develops and does bring us a chance at seeing some showers during the evening and overnight hours, but the rain chance is small at about 30%. Most of that rainfall will be kept out in Gulf waters. So we go through a pretty quiet period here over the next several days with that mix of sun and clouds, looking at a mostly cloudy to partly cloudy sky, but not a lot in the way of any kind of rainfall. By 2 o'clock tomorrow, we might start breaking out into the sun. We still have a little bit of a rain chance with us for Tuesday and Wednesday. Thursday looks to be a pretty nice sunny day, though. 64 degrees the current air temperature. We have a dew point value coming in at 49. That dew point higher, so heated air inside your home feels a little bit better now, as it's got a little bit more moisture and doesn't feel quite as desert-like. The east wind at about 8 is going to keep us warm throughout the day today. Temperatures across the entire region are all generally about the same, in the 50s, lower 50s in inland areas, and then closer to the coastline, you're enjoying temperatures that are closer to the upper 50s. Got 56 degrees Longboat Key, 55 in Venice and Inglewood, mid to upper 50s we'll call it. There's that low pressure area that was going to provide us with all the cloud cover over the next several days. Also the effect of that easterly wind seen by these few scattered showers over on the other coast. They don't have much of a chance of marching across the peninsula into our area, though. We stay dry. That low, by the way, as it dives south, tends to just kind of fall apart in Gulf waters, and that's why we're going to keep our rain chances pretty low. Southeast wind, we'll call it, turning even more southeasterly through the afternoon and into the evening. At about 10 knots will bring you a moderate chop, with about 2 to 4 foot seas out there. We'll probably see those seas subside a little bit during the evening hours, so good news for you boaters out there. Forecast today looks pretty warm, coming in at around 72 degrees. That's kind of pretty warm compared to what we have seen, at least. And then over the next couple of days, we'll have about a 20% chance of showers. Temperatures will continue to climb. We'll be up into the mid-70s by the time we hit midweek. And then as we head into Thursday, as I mentioned, probably one of our sunnier days of the week. Then on Friday, the front comes through. This is a stronger front. It brings us a little bit more cloud cover, lowers our temperatures a little bit. It also brings us a decent chance of rainfall. But then, as we head into the weekend, our temperatures really do respond to that front by lowering back into the 60s. Back to you.
All right, thanks, John. All right, taking a look at your first alert traffic this morning. If you are headed out and about on the roadway, note real big major congestion points. Remember that a lot of the construction that was paused over the holidays is now back in full force. A little bit of a slowdown on there on 64, and a little bit of a slowdown has already started beginning if you're coming in from the Ellenton area. If you're heading into North Sarasota County, again, the roads are looking pretty good. You have your usual hot spots at the University Parkway and a little bit of a slowdown on Fruitville Road. And then if you're heading into South County, those roads are actually looking pretty good if you're making the trek down to Port Charlotte today. It is 6:19, and that was your first alert traffic. The Trump administration officials spent the weekend coming to the defense of the president after claims that people around him question his mental fitness and intelligence. ABC's Lana Zach has the latest from Washington.
President Trump on Twitter is calling himself a genius, quote, and a very stable genius at that. After allegations in the new book Fire and Fury question his mental fitness, the president's CIA director asked to respond on Face the Nation.
The president said he is a stable genius. Is he?
I'm with the president nearly every day. We engage in complex conversations about some of the most weighty matters facing the world.
Author Michael Wolff claims members of Trump's inner circle have brought up the 25th Amendment, the constitutional mechanism to remove a president from office. Here he is on Meet the Press.
So 25th Amendment is a concept that is alive every day in the White House.
Current presidential advisor Stephen Miller fought against that claim, leading to a heated exchange with Jake Tapper on CNN.
Stephen, I'm trying to get to the issue of the president's fitness, which a lot of people are questioning.
I'm getting to the issue of your fitness.
Finally being cut off and, according to a source at CNN, escorted out by security.
I think I've wasted enough of my viewers' time. Thank you, Stephen. As Republicans, lawmakers call for Attorney General Jeff Sessions to resign.
And over the weekend, Steve Bannon, the source of many of the most damaging accusations, is trying to repair relationships, releasing a statement saying, "I regret that my delay in responding to the inaccurate reporting regarding Don Jr. has diverted attention from the president's historical accomplishments in the first year of his presidency."
Bannon does not, however, deny that he called that 2016 meeting at Trump Tower between the president's son, campaign officials, and a Russian lawyer, quote, treasonous, but he says those comments were directed at then campaign manager Paul Manafort and not the president's son. Lana Zach, ABC News, Washington.
Well, it's farmers and football that are on President Donald Trump's agenda today. The president is headed to the South, first going to Tennessee, where he's scheduled to speak at the American Farm Bureau Federation in Nashville about the administration's rural and farm policy. And then from there, he's going to be heading to Georgia for the College Football National Championship between the Georgia Bulldogs and the Alabama Crimson Tide. Now, Trump is expected to be joined at that game by Agriculture Secretary and former Georgia Governor Sonny Perdue. Still ahead on Good Morning Suncoast, it was a travel nightmare at JFK over the weekend. We're going to tell you more about what led to the busy airport shutting down one of its terminals and how it's impacted travelers looking to get all across the country. That's coming up right after this.
Attention, Americans eligible for Medicare. Are you getting all the benefits you're entitled to? Did you know there may be money available to lower your medical prescription costs? Call Health Markets and we'll tell you if you qualify.
Hi, I'm Dr. Martin Jeetsi. It's a new Medicare year. That means more changes and more confusion. The key question is, what can you do now to ensure you get the care you need in the coming year?
Call Health Markets today. You may qualify to save money on prescriptions. We'll help you find plans that may cost less, cover more, and could even lower your prescription costs to increase your savings. We help you find all the benefits you're entitled to, and we do it at no cost.
Make sure you have what you need to get the care that's right for you.
Find out if you qualify to receive extra help with your prescriptions. Call the number on the screen now. Representatives are standing by.
The skills you develop as a soldier in the Army National Guard can give you a head start on your career. Gain practical experience with technology and equipment that will give you a leg up in the civilian world. Learn critical leadership skills and to be part of a team. Serve your community and your country part-time while earning money for an education. Visit NationalGuard.com to learn about the paid training and career opportunities available to you in the Army National Guard.
Chris Domine is a husband, father, an athlete, even an Ironman. But 10 years ago, Chris's kidneys were failing.
The doctor said if you don't do dialysis, if you don't get a kidney transplant, you are going to die.
Then Chris received a second chance, made possible by an organ donor.
Your well-being changes from loss of hope to better times ahead.
Imagine what you could make possible. Learn more and sign up as an organ, eye, and tissue donor. Go to organdonor.gov.
Everything all right? Actually, you know how Tom had knee surgery? Sure. We found out Brad's been taking his painkillers. And it turns out he's been doing it for a while.
Most people don't know what to say about drugs, but we do. Visit us at drugfree.org.
Welcome back. It is 6:25 this morning, and you are taking a live look. That is in Atlanta, Mercedes-Benz Stadium, where the big National College Championship playoff is going to be tonight. The Georgia Bulldogs are going to be Alabama Crimson Tide there tonight. That's also where the president will be. And in related news, kind of ish, UCF they held their parade at Disney World over the weekend after they declared their own national championship winning season. So there you go. All right, got a story idea for us? Maybe some photos of your kids heading back to school today? Well, we would love to hear from you on Facebook, on Twitter, or our new Instagram page as well. Takes you behind the scenes here at ABC7. You can also touch base with myself, Ray, or John Scalzi on Facebook as well. Well, it was a water main break at New York's Kennedy Airport that shut down one of the terminals, creating so much chaos after that monster storm had already stranded many passengers across the country. ABC's David Curley has details in today's GMA First Look.
In this morning's GMA First Look, just when it seemed it couldn't get worse, that water pipe at JFK burst, apparently from the freezing cold. 3 inches of water flooding part of the main international terminal. But even before the water failed, JFK was a mess 2 days after the bomb cyclone. An aviation source telling ABC News that many airlines tried to recover from the canceled Friday flights and run a regular schedule too. For some, that meant doubling the number of flights, and there just weren't enough gates, and everything slowed to a crawl.
The overall performance in terms of getting passengers to gates, getting them unloaded in a timely fashion, was completely unacceptable.
And we'll hear from one woman who's seen it all at JFK.
We've all been here for over 16 hours.
Coming up at 7 a.m. with your GMA First Look. I'm David Curley, ABC News, New York.
There's only one national orange juice brand that only uses 100% American oranges. Simply Orange and Tropicana ship in juice from overseas. Only Florida's Natural grows all of our oranges in Florida. Great taste, naturally.
At Safe Flight Auto Glass, we know that when you're spending time with the grandkids, every minute counts. And you don't have time for a cracked windshield. That's why we show you exactly when we'll be there, saving you time so you can keep saving the world.
What happens now determines what happens to the rest of the world.
During the College Football Playoff National Championship, tune in for a special look at Marvel Studios' Black Panther.
When you have a cold, pain from a headache can make this feel like this. All-in-one cold symptom relief from Tylenol, the #1 doctor-recommended pain relief brand. Tylenol.
Today, everyone is looking for more fashionable choices in flooring than ever before. And G. Fried has responded with a huge selection of carpets, tile, wood, laminate, and vinyl. Installed by a highly skilled team, G. Fried has got everything you're looking for and more. The next time you think about quality flooring, think G. Fried Flooring America. G. Fried Flooring America. Our world is at your feet.
Soldiers in the Army National Guard serve to give back to their country and communities. Their part-time commitment qualifies them for an array of benefits, such as affordable health and life insurance benefits, education benefits, including tuition assistance, student loan repayment and GI Bill programs, a retirement plan based on part-time service, and VA home mortgages. Visit NationalGuard.com to learn more about all the benefits available in the Army National Guard.
Ever since I can remember, I've been intrigued by industrial design and the optimization.
Wait, that's passion? Ever since I can remember, my passion has been industrial design. We need 3D printers for Miss Adams' engineering program so that we are ready to solve 21st century challenges.
Impressive. Think It Up is a new initiative to support student-powered, teacher-led learning projects. Students and teachers, how can you spark great learning experiences in your classroom today? Think It Up.
We answered the call of duty and left our homes to serve in far-off lands. Now, we answer another call, this time at home, in our own communities, to respond in times of chaos, to use our strength, our skills, and our experiences to bring hope amid devastation and destruction. Together, as a team of brothers and sisters, we're continuing our mission to make this country a little stronger and a little better each day. We are Team Rubicon.
When my youngest
Addie was 2.5. She was diagnosed with leukemia. When we first heard that diagnosis, you feel extremely alone. Walking in that Light the Night light with 6,000 people carrying lights, white for survivors, red for supporters, gold in memory of those who have passed. It's the Leukemia and Lymphoma Society's hope that every year there are fewer gold lanterns. Your lantern will make a difference.
Start a team, join a team.
Help us light the night.
A decade of war has taken an unprecedented toll on our men and women in uniform.
Hundreds of thousands of our veterans are suffering from the trauma of war.
At Justice for Vets, we believe that every veteran should have the opportunity for treatment and restoration.
Get involved and go to justiceforvets.org.
Help put treatment within reach of veterans in crisis.
Veterans fought for our freedom. Now it's our turn to fight for theirs.
Get breaking news alerts focused on the Suncoast. Download the ABC7 News app.
Coming up on Good Morning Suncoast, a man found dead in a Bradenton apartment complex. We've got the latest on the search for that killer. Plus, school is back in session across the region. But what about your child's school for next year? We're going to tell you about the latest deadlines for school choice in Manatee County. Plus, we've got the latest on a rash of gas station robberies over the weekend as authorities work to try and find out who's responsible. Your Suncoast News starts right now.
Live from the ABC7 studios, this is Good Morning Suncoast. We're here for you.
Good morning to you. It is 6:31 on this Monday, January 8th. A beautiful start to the day. Not so cold as all the kids are heading back to school today. Not quite as cold as last week.
Absolutely right. Yep, temperatures are in the 50s everywhere across the region. We do have a little bit of cloud cover out there, but don't worry, that doesn't mean rainfall. So all in all, I think we're looking for a pretty nice day today. Yeah.
Especially parents having to stand out at the bus stop, too. You don't want it to be as frigid as it was last week.
Right. And you don't want it to rain. Mostly.
No, you don't want it to rain on the kids.
So you're in luck there. No rainfall in today's forecast. But as we head into the afternoon, you'll continue to see that little bit of cloud cover around. 50 degrees most everywhere, a little bit warmer near the coast with mid to upper 50s there. We have a lot of cloud coming from an area of low pressure that's going to bring us the slightest little chance of a shower tonight. But for most of the day today, we're going to look at just the cloud cover mixed with a little bit of sunshine peeking through at times. 55 by around 7 in just a half an hour or so. And then as we head into the noontime hour, we'll be looking at 68 degrees. Again, no rainfall. And then as you pick up those kids from school, 72 degrees with a little bit of cloud mixed with sunshine. Rainfall holds off really until later this evening into tonight, and even then, rain chances small. Complete forecast in just a few.
All right, sounds good, John. Thank you. If you're headed out and about, like we said, it's not too cold this morning, not nearly as bad as it's been. The roads are starting to get a little bit more congested. We're starting to see some slowdowns on the bridges headed into Sarasota from Palmetto and Ellington, and then a little bit of a slowdown at 301 north and southbound as well. If you're headed out in North Sarasota County, the roads are looking pretty good there. Just your normal slowdowns around University Parkway, but nothing to see on that one. And then South Sarasota, if we're taking a look at this map again, it looks pretty good. Just a little bit of congestion starting on 41 if you're heading into Port Charlotte. But other than that, the roads are looking pretty decent at 6:33 on this Monday morning. Topping our news this half hour, a homicide is still being investigated after a man was found dead inside a Bradenton apartment complex over the weekend. Deputies were called to the unit at the gates of Bradenton complex around 5 o'clock Saturday night following reports of a shooting. They arrived to find 41-year-old Jody Pierce dead inside. Detectives are still on the hunt for a suspect. Now, if you have any information on this case, you are asked to contact the Manatee County Sheriff's Office. And an update now on 2 armed robberies the Sheriff's Office is also investigating at area gas stations over the weekend. Those Shell gas stations, 2 of them, are located along 301 Boulevard East and Lockwood Ridge Road. Now that suspect, which you can see here in just a moment, entered both of the gas stations, this guy right here, within a 35-minute period. He robbed the attending cashiers at knife point. Now those 2 robberies happened within about an hour of each other, and the suspect left the second gas station in a dark-colored sedan driven by a second person. Now, if you recognize the man in that photo, you're asked to contact the Manatee County Crime Stoppers at the number listed right there on your screen. That's 866-634-TIPS. And those crimes similar to another that happened Saturday night in Sarasota. The Sarasota Police Department is now releasing photos of a suspect who robbed the Circle K convenience store on South Tuttle Avenue, also at knife point. Police don't know yet if this robbery is connected to the ones that happened later in Manatee County, but investigators say this man is the one that entered the store around 9 o'clock Saturday night armed with a knife. demanding money from the clerk, then left the scene with an undisclosed amount of cash. Now, if you do recognize this man, you're asked to contact the Sarasota Police Department. And 5 people are recovering after their canoe capsized near Longboat Key over the weekend. Fire rescue officials say a local fish captain pulled 5 people out of the water after their canoe flipped over and brought them to emergency crews at Cannons Marina. Now, 3 of those involved were children, all under the age of 12. The kids were airlifted by helicopter to All Children's Hospital, while the 2 adults were taken to Blake Medical Center to be treated for exposure to those cold water temperatures. Happening now, parents doing a little bit of a happy dance this morning, and commuters, you need to be on the lookout this morning as the roads and sidewalks are going to be a little busier as kids across the Suncoast head back to school. Today, of course, is the first day back from winter break for both Sarasota and Manatee County students, which may come as a little bit of relief for you parents out there. In case you're wondering, though, the next big break will not come until March, and that, of course, is spring break. Happening today in Manatee County, parents can start choosing which schools they want their children to be enrolled in for the 2018-2019 school year. Our Marla Spence joins us now live from Manatee County at the Office of Student Assignment with more on the open enrollment period. Now, Marla, who is going to be qualifying to apply starting as of today?
Stephanie, high school students will be the ones qualifying to enroll in whatever school they choose or decide to, starting today right here at the Student Assignment Office. Now, this building right behind me is where parents will be coming to enroll their students, and that enrollment date starts today for high school students and will be lasting until the 19th. Now, if parents want to enroll their middle school students, they can do so starting February 5th to the 16th, and then elementary school students, that session runs from March 5th through the 16th. Now, parents rather want to bring their students out here or even sign up their kids for that open enrollment period. They can do so right here at this location at 1400 First Avenue East in Palmetto, and they can also pick up an application at their nearest Manatee County school within the school district. Back to you guys.
All right, thanks, Marla. Well, construction of another elementary school is likely as more Suncoast schools start to reach capacity. The new school would be located near Ashton Elementary School on Honoré Avenue. Ashton Elementary is projected to reach capacity by 2021. Now, this new school is just in the proposal stages right now, but if it is approved, county officials want the school constructed within the next 5 years. Now, for this story and others, and of course the latest on local and breaking news, plus your first alert forecast and traffic, you can download the updated version of our app. All you have to do is head over to the App Store and search for WWSB or My Suncoast. And the Manatee County chapter of Habitat for Humanity is in the middle of a unique project. Our Erica Jackson shows us how their latest build is drawing 2 different groups together.
This home on 17th Avenue West represents a future for one family as it provides closure for another.
Everybody's so excited and enthusiastic about getting the job done.
For Jackie Melendez, this project is more than just a house. It's a home, her home.
Everybody's here is full of love and support, and everybody works so hard together to make it happen.
Melendez is familiar with Habitat for Humanity. She is a volunteer homebuyer for the organization, and the single mother recently learned she was financially eligible for this next house to help her and her 2 children. The 3-bedroom, 1,100 square foot home will be done in a few months.
Just to see the fruit of your labor and just to know that you work so hard for it that you're going to get the benefit of it.
Construction would take an extra month if it wasn't for Carpenter Contractors of America. The group is donating labor and materials to build the roof and interior walls. They say it's in honor of their vice president, Jeff Pfeifer, who died in a car crash in Parrish in September.
We all stick together, and when times are trouble, we are all there for each other.
It's great that they brought all of their people to work on our houses today, as it's going to help us get our families into a home much quicker.
Once the project comes to an end, the 5th Habitat house in the city of Bradenton will honor the man co-workers describe as a gentle soul, full of life.
I know he's sitting on a cloud above us, watching us all and smiling with pride.
The project is expected to be complete by June of this year. Reporting in Bradenton, Erica Jackson, ABC 7, your Suncoast News.
In consumer news now, it may have been a struggle for brick and mortar retailers, but this holiday season was very good to Florida vendors as most experienced an increase in sales. Now, nationally, the numbers were up between 5 and 6%, and that increase is the largest year-over-year gain since 2011. Topping the list, of course, was technology as well as appliance stores with an increase of more than 10%, and then, of course, online shopping set some new records as well.
They want to shop whenever and wherever they want to do it. Whether that's in person, whether that's on their couch, whether that's, on their laptop or on their iPhone, walking around, downtown. And the retailer that captures that market the best is the one that's going to be able to be most successful.
And the most popular gifts that shoppers bought this holiday season included iPhones, 4K TVs, and my personal favorite, Star Wars toys. All right, next for all you donut lovers out there, Dunkin' Donuts is making a move. It's hoping will bring even more customers through their doors. They are ditching the artificial dyes in food across their menu. Now, those dyes will also be removed from frozen beverages and coffee flavorings as well. Dunkin' Donuts currently offers more than 70 varieties of donuts across the country. So some good news out there.
That is good news.
The dyes are getting a little healthier.
Why not?
That means you can eat 6 more donuts.
New Year,
Yeah.
There
you go.
Exactly.
There you go.
Because they still have no calories.
Right. No, they do not. They're delicious and calorie-free.
They're delicious is right. We have across the region some changing weather over the next several days. I think you'll like it. It'll be a little bit warmer. We'll talk about it in a sec.
We like all those words. Coming up next, we've also got your first alert traffic, and it was a night full of surprises at the Golden Globes. There was 3 billboards, there was a former figure skater, and sea creatures. We're going to show you some of the most memorable moments of the Golden Globes when we come back.
For your plumbing, electrical, or air conditioning, and services is qualified, and service calls are free. And services.com, A-N-D, services.com.
My California Closets designer is a rock star. She was able to design the most beautiful space for me. When I turn the lights on, it's breathtaking. La! It's just a little slice of organized heaven. The California Closet team was so professional, so reliable. It was seriously a dream come true. My name is Jill, and this is my California Closet story.
WWSB ABC7 is an equal opportunity employer, and we're looking for qualified people to join our dynamic team. For a list of current openings and to apply online, visit www.mysuncoast.com/contact/employment. If you're a motivated team player and you want a rewarding career in a fun, fast-paced working environment, WWSB ABC7 could be the perfect fit for you. Check out our list of openings now.
Everybody can make something, because I think everyone has a spark of creativity, and the reason that I have to keep making is because I don't think my life would be as fulfilling without it. If you make things yourself, that means you're not cowering in fear. You're out there taking chances. That, I think, is my way of saying I love you to the world. All right, now I want to hear why you make.
Share your own Why I Make story today. Visit whyimake.org.
It doesn't take a scientist to cure hunger or a fancy economist to create safe housing. It takes imagination, creativity, sweat equity. And I think of kids going to school hungry. Hunger, homelessness. In this land of plenty, seriously? Come on, we could fix this. Help out, or don't. The choice is yours.
I'm Alan Cohn. The spring elections, yet another attempt to move Sarasota elections to the fall. What's the objection? We'll find out.
Tonight on ABC7 News at 7, your Suncoast News. We're here for you.
For your plumbing, electrical, or air conditioning, and services is qualified, and service calls are free. And services.com, A-N-D, services.com.
Now your ABC7 First Alert Weather Forecast with meteorologist John Scalzi.
So a little bit of cloud cover out there right now, and as we progress through the morning, you'll notice by 9 a.m. it'll be about 60 degrees, but the cloud cover will persist. That cloud cover is going to be with us throughout the day, but I'm not factoring in much of a chance of rainfall in any particular time period. By noon, the cloud cover, but the south wind, or at least an easterly, southeasterly wind, brings our temperature up to about 68 degrees. We were at 69 yesterday. We'll break that today. By 3 p.m. we'll be at 72, with again that mix of sun and clouds. Across the region, this cloud cover is going to be kind of a persistent thing through 11 o'clock. We'll see that, but we won't see any rain area-wide. That will be reserved for areas out in Gulf waters through the mid-morning period and into the afternoon, with little breaks in the clouds from time to time. So you get a peek at the sunshine, and as we head into the evening hours, may even see a little bit of twilight or starlight out there. Could be an okay sunset, but it's not going to be spectacular today. Few scattered showers out in Gulf waters, and as we head into the overnight, we might see a sprinkle or two across land, but the rain chance is small at about 20%. Best place for rainfall will be over on the other coast with that onshore wind. Tuesday, we get a little bit more sunshine perhaps, but also an isolated shower or two still possible as that low remains out in the Gulf. So we'll factor in both Tuesday and on Wednesday about a 20% chance of rainfall. But as we head into Thursday, I think we clear out a bit. There's that rain associated with a low pressure area which will be sinking southward into the Gulf waters and kind of falling apart as it does that. Best chance of rainfall will be on the other coast for the next day or two. Locally, everything is very quiet rainfall wise. As I mentioned, we got the cloud cover, but we don't have the rains. That's confined to areas along the other coastline. A1A seeing a few scattered showers from Melbourne south. As far as our current conditions go, 54, that's not bad compared to where we have been. 49-degree dew point, and area-wide our temperatures are generally speaking pretty nice. 53 degrees Wauchula, 52 Mayaca, Northport, Punta Gorda, 55 in Inglewood, Longboat at 56, and Sarasota at 54. That, over the last 24 hours, is about a 10 to 15 degree temperature change, warmer than it was just 24 hours ago at this period. So that's pretty nice, I'd say. A lot of people will enjoy that. Cloud cover around out in Gulf waters. Watch that east wind switch increasingly southeast as we head through the afternoon and evening. Moderate chop anticipated. For today, we'll top it out at about 72 degrees. And then over the next several days, we'll keep in that 20% chance of a rainfall. That's it. But we will have the cloud cover as well. So maybe not Chamber of Commerce days, but mild. Temperatures climbing up into the mid to even upper 70s. Can't complain about that. As we head into Friday, this will be a first alert weather day most likely, as we'll have a good chance of rainfall. Plus, it'll be a cold front moving through, which might kind of up our wind speeds a little bit. And then as you head into the weekend, you'll notice the effect of that cold front with temperatures lowering. Oh, by the way, Sunday night's temperature, not 509 degrees. Back to you.
All right, thanks, John. All right, coming up in your first alert traffic, the bridges are starting to get a little backed up now. If you're coming into Minnesota from Ellington or Palmetto, we'll start to see those slowdowns, as well as some slowdowns on 301 north and southbound. And then we got some normal slowdowns that are taking place around University Parkway. If we're heading into South Sarasota, that one is not looking too bad either. Just a little bit of slowdown right there near 41 on your commute. But other than that, it's not a bad morning. It's 6:48, and that is your first alert traffic. Well, the Centers for Disease Control want to get everyone ready for the possibility of a nuclear war. CDC officials will meet on January 16th in Atlanta to discuss personal safety measures and federal and local response team training for a nuclear detonation. Now, some of the presentation topics include preparing for the unthinkable and roadmap to radiation preparedness. But the CDC says the meeting is not tied to the recent tensions between the U.S. and North Korea, as this meeting was actually set up last April. Well, heading over to entertainment news now, from 3 billboards to a disgraced figure skater to a sea monster and a ladybird. The 2018 Movie Award season is now officially in full swing. Kicked off last night with the Golden Globe Awards. ABC's Danya Bacchus has the latest from Los Angeles.
It was a sea of black as celebrities wore the color in a show of solidarity to fight sexual harassment and inequality. Many also wearing pins with the slogan, "Time's Up."
Time's up on this imbalance of power that makes space for abuse and discrimination.
Host Seth Meyers beginning the evening tackling the political tone set on the red carpet.
Good evening, ladies and remaining gentlemen.
The first award of the night?
Nicole Kidman!
Going to Nicole Kidman for lead actress in a limited series or TV movie. The show also winning big in the Best Supporting Actor and Actress category and for Best Limited Series.
The Handmaid's Tale.
The Handmaid's Tale winning big for Best Drama Television Series and Elizabeth Moss for Best Actress in a TV Series.
We are the story in print, and we are writing the story ourselves.
Sterling K. Brown,
This is Us actor Sterling K. Brown taking the award for Best Actor in a TV Series.
What I appreciate so much about this thing is that I'm being seen for who I am and being appreciated for who I am.
And James Franco winning Best Actor in Disaster Artist for playing Tommy Wiseau, who he brought on stage. Oprah Winfrey made history becoming the first African-American woman honored with the Cecil B. DeMille Award.
So I want all the girls watching here and now to know that a new day is on the horizon.
And for Best Picture,
3 billboards outside Ebbing, Missouri.
The Golden Globes is set to offer one of the best previews of what and who will win at the Oscars, which airs right here on ABC on March 4th. Danya Backus, ABC News, Los Angeles.
All right, still ahead, we're going to update your top headlines. And is the house on the block that has everyone talking? We're going to tell you about a man in Connecticut who went to great lengths to build a massive shelter out of snow. Stick around, we've got it for you next.
My name is Stephen Campagna. We're Bang Gates and Dramus, and here is your law tip of the week. If you've been injured in an accident, whether or not it's your fault, your insurance company might be responsible for some of your expenses. So give us a call. We've got your back.
Here we go. We're gonna go out there in the rain. Gonna get wet. All right, here we go. Okay, quick. Oh yeah, yes. So much fun. Mwah. So wet.
My life motto is keep moving. And as hard as it was when my husband passed away, I knew I had to keep doing what I love. Oops, coming. But I needed help with my insurance, and that's what the NAIC provides. They have resources to help you and your family make the best decision, and they'll help you to keep moving forward, just like me.
We are problem solvers striving for answers. Relevancy on every platform. We are driven to create content that's compelling, engaging, where it matters. We are neighbors that care about solutions, believers in making a difference, leaders, innovating in an exciting era of multimedia, reaching to always be the gold standard in our evolving landscape. We are Raycom Media. Find your opportunity today.
Designers do it with style.
Tell me what's going on here. Because
Why, you don't like my hair?
The Mark and Mandy Show. In-depth design ideas.
What is up with the tuck tape here? Let's cover it up.
Amazing beauty and fashion tips.
So Halle Berry has amazing skin. Her secret is coffee grounds.
No.
Delicious recipes.
Today, I'm gonna show you a special dish that is sure to please that special someone in your life.
Watch The Mark and Mandy Show right here on your favorite channel.
Florida Studio Theater presents the 8-time Tony Award winner Once, held over by popular demand. Captivating and breathtaking, Once is an unforgettable story about going for your dreams and the power of music to connect us all. Critics are calling Once engaging and heartwarming, outstanding, and a flawless production. Audiences are calling it phenomenal and better than Broadway. Once must close January 19th. Tickets can be purchased by calling 941-366-9000 or by visiting floridastudiotheater.org.
It's me, Artie. Come see what I collected from the Creative Galaxy in my idea box.
Transform your world.
Will you help me make art?
Before you throw it away,
Hey, I have an idea.
think outside the box.
Go be amazing!
Give your cardboard box another life. Recycle.
Get breaking news, plus first alert weather and traffic focused on where you live. Watch Good Morning Suncoast on ABC 7, weekdays starting at 5.
All right, welcome back. It is a beautiful morning out there. Not nearly as cold as it has been, but still a little chilly for all those kids heading back today. It is 6:54, and here are some of the top stories we're following for you on the Suncoast. A lone Powerball ticket was sold in New Hampshire over the weekend. The jackpot worth $559 million. That one came a day after a Mega Millions ticket was sold in the Tampa Bay area worth $450 million. Plus, Governor Rick Scott is getting ready to deliver his last State of the State speech tomorrow night. Topics are expected to overlap with what he talked about in 2011, jobs and tax cuts. And it is a big day for students across the Suncoast. School is back in session after a winter break in both Sarasota and Manatee counties. Now, Manatee County parents, remember, school choice enrollment for next year starts today for high school students. All right, taking a look at your first alert traffic. And on this first day back to school, we are seeing some congestion out there. A lot of the roadways are busy. The biggest one is 301 north and southbound. That's a little backed up. So just take it a little easy and remember that there are school buses on the road this morning. And a little look at the weather, too.
Yeah, it looks good for us today. Lots of clouds around. Temperatures will rise from the 50s into the 70s this afternoon. First time in a while. And if you look at the computer models into the future, we'll be warm all week long till we get to the weekend. Then a front will cool us off.
All right, sounds good. Finally this morning, tons of snow and freezing temps have one Connecticut community coming together, with one man claiming the coolest home on the block. Literally, coming in at over 10 feet tall and 12 feet wide. Look at this igloo he made. It's got an inside. The inside actually has lights, benches, and a fireplace.
No way! A fireplace?
A fireplace.
Isn't
Look at
that dangerous?
Fireplace. Whole neighborhood gets to hang out in that thing. It's pretty cool, right?
Yeah. Doesn't the fireplace melt the... I don't know.
We have a lot of questions
they worked
about
that out,
this.
right?
We have a lot of questions for the igloo owner. Thanks so much for waking up with us this morning. Ray Collins is back tomorrow. Stick around. Good Morning America is up next. We're going to leave you with a live look at Riverview High School, where the kids are heading back to school.